Hey YouTube, I am back from a little break. I had a nice vacation for a week, but I'm here to making new videos again. Hopefully you have enjoyed the past few show matches that have went up on the YouTube. But today we're going to be looking at some replays. We're going to be looking at some replays because ApparentlyJack from Dignitas is now in North America preparing for Worlds. RLCS Worlds is coming up here this week, starting on Thursday, I believe, in which Dig will be playing in the the wild card stage, where they try and move to the later parts of the event. So Dig has arrived to North America early. They are in Dallas already, and Jack has been playing not only some 1v1 show matches, but also some 2v2 ranks. And in this case, he is playing alongside GarrettG, and they aren't just queuing into each other randomly. They are queued up. As I show you the scoreboard, you see Jack and GarrettG queued up together going against Sad and Hazo, and then for the next match, it'll be Hazo and Firstkiller. So credit to Hazo. He's the one who uploaded both these replays. But we'll get a look and see what is ApparentlyJack like in North American Ranked, because if you haven't seen on Twitter, maybe you don't use Twitter, a lot of the players have been talking about how North American Ranked is free or how it's really, really hard to play. Some of the EU guys, I think it was Joyo, saying, at this point, I might rather just play on 110 ping on EU servers as opposed to playing North American Ranked. So, North American Ranked getting a little bit of flack here. And I'll admit I haven't done a deep dive into the differences between them. I assume these guys are mostly, if not entirely, talking about 2v2 because that is the game mode played most in Ranked. I don't see tons of players playing threes, and one of the reasons why is they might queue it, but it's much harder to get a game. Requires a few more people for the players who are super highly rated. So I think twos is the perfect combination of queue time and, you know, space and ability to make plays on the ball despite, you know, waiting super long to play. Basically, people like twos. People like twos. Ranked players like twos. Pro players like twos. They use twos as a place to improve. And so that is what Jack and Garrett are playing with together as he gets a reset. Attempt to get it over the top of Hazo and Sad. Sad, by the way, a South American player who must also be, I'll actually check his ping here. Yes, he has got 36 ping, so he is in Dallas as well, not doing his normal 140 ping US East play that he probably normally has to do. Nice setup from Jack to GarrettG. Jack and GarrettG make up probably the two most sophisticated pros, I would say. I don't know what other way to put it, but true gentlemen, it seems like GarrettG and Jack are. So they decided to see whether or not that duo does well on the ranked field as it would be in real life if you were to meet them. What is Jack doing? Jack has been doing this a ton in this game. You saw it at the very beginning. I haven't really mentioned it because we've been just giving some context to the games at the start, but he's been doing these really interesting wave dashes in weird parts of the field. It's almost as if he's practicing like a quick turnaround. They haven't really been used for any purpose. I don't know if he's just trying to stay warm or loose. You know, looking to just get ready for Worlds here in these 2v2 matchups. But I wonder if we'll see him go for it ever again. Garrett, eligible reset. Bump in Hazo. And Jack looking for a crazy double. He tried to get a nasty angle by air rolling the underside of his car to double it in, but missed wide. It's all good. He's got Garrett back in net, who was more than ready to accept the fact that Jack was likely to miss there. Jack taken off the map. Garrett's going to have to deal with the 2v1, but luckily in that moment, Sad had already lobbed the ball up to the backboard, which was going to be very easy to clear. Jack looking to win the race to the ball and then give up on it. I actually think he could have gone again. Sad was not willing to try and beat him. Maybe didn't recognize that Jack was going to be completely out of boost. Garrett's just going to get a pinch in front of the net to lob it out into open field. Off the ceiling, Jack, the reset. Can he get back to the ball? This is a mechanical play by Jack. Just a little bit too long in the setup. Sad is going to be able to intercept it. Oh, what a dust. Hazo tying it up. Garrett taking time in net. Did not get up for that one quick enough. Soft touch by Jack. He wants to be able to continue it, but Hazo is sticking around. That he knew, even without a camera check, he knew to back off, as Hazo was likely to pop it over the top of him. But now him and Garrett moving forward. Garrett the pass to Jack, who needs a really tough angle on the double. Not even going to try and go for it. Just smack it down to the ground. Slightly earn himself some more time, and that's a great power slide. Those are the kind of power slides that he's almost looking for. Those wave dashes have been setting him up for those power slides. This time a little bit more natural from Jack as he maintains his momentum after landing awkward fake jump to get the defender up, and he tried to leave the ball for Garrett. And luckily for him, low on boost, that ball was not caught. I think he would have had a really tough time if Hazo had any boost at all. Jack was going to be in trouble having to defend on 0. Now, of course, we know Jack is a well-versed low boost defender from his 1v1 days. But, oh, did he just get an open goal here? He did! A nice 50 at the midfield. And, man, this replay ended super fast. I wonder if these guys left, or maybe Jack left, Hazo probably left as soon as the game ended. So no more of the replay was saved, because normally I think it at least shows the goal explosion. But hey, credit to Jack and Garrett who win this first game. But next, they're going up against Firstkiller. Jack looking pretty comfortable in North American ranked so far. We're going to be watching again from his perspective. Looking a little bit mechanical as well as Dig try to put the woes of the recent past behind them and show that Dig can be a top team. A lot of the scrim results that I've seen of Dig haven't necessarily been suggesting that they'll be back on form, but at the same time, scrims don't mean everything. But it's actually funny. Jack is one of the few players who have said what I feel like it needs to be said a lot more often than not, which is at the end of the day, these players are trying to win the scrims. They're trying to win the scrims. They mean something. They're not like going into scrims hoping to lose. And Jack was the one who mentioned it. I think he mentioned it on the last broadcast for the Spring Major, saying, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean something. We are all trying to win these scrims. It's not like we're giving them away for free. So, unfortunately, that's a bad sign for Dig and his teammates, because scrims haven't been looking too hot for them. But, as always, performances have come out that have not agreed with the way scrims have gone. So, we'll see if that'll be the case with Dig and apparently Jack. Nice catch on the dribble. Forcing the 50 with Firstkiller, who's in the Fennec. I feel like I don't see Firstkiller in the Fennec very often. He is one of the more Octane all the time kind of guys. But it seems like those Octane mains are slowly deteriorating. Everybody is dabbling with the Fennec nowadays, especially after their performance in the Falcons. In fact, it looks like Firstkiller maybe is even using the Falcons decal. Apparently Jack is going to have to make a miraculous save. Firstkiller, he must not have had the angle, because him and Garrett were so far out of position. All he needed to do was put the ball on net. As long as he didn't miss high or wide, he was going to be okay, and yet he still put it above the net and gave apparently Jack a chance. Low-scoring games in 2v2. Watching a recent 2v2 scrim that Johnny had on his stream was so high-scoring between the Middle Eastern and some EU players. Here in North America, at least in these couple games, everything a little bit slower, a little bit more controlled. Firstkiller now has GarrettG recovering. Nice interception of rotation. A lot of times, players might think the better idea is to, after you make your attempt and you miss, to move back around and give an opportunity for your teammate to go. GarrettG knew that that wasn't going to be the best. He was already near the play. Might as well turn around and look for a clear opportunity if Firstkiller gives it to him. And Firstkiller did. Firstkiller lob to the back wall. Oh my goodness, Jack. It looked like he was about to double it. But luckily for him, the bounce didn't go directly into him. Went straight down and away. Firstkiller needs to clean up the accuracy just a little bit, and his team would be up a couple goals. Firstkiller a double, easy to read. Not a ton of boost, I don't think, out at midfield. So he's always just going to lob one on net. Jack is trying to 1v1 the entire team, and he basically did so. A couple great fakes. Got Hazo to miss, and then even though Firstkiller got that bump and slowed down the play, it wasn't enough that GarrettG couldn't just finish it off. So Jack and GarrettG benefiting from the patience and the 1v1 prowess of Jack as they go up 1-0 against this North American duo. GarrettG, a huge fake. Jack may be calling him off. Don't know if they played these games in comms or not. I also don't understand why GarrettG was up for a touch anyways. Jack taking off the map. Firstkiller, huge boom. Jack trying to react to the read before it was even made, which is important because if Hazo had that double, it was going to be a goal. Probably impossible to react to the shot if he had sat on the ground. So instead, he just tried to pre-jump and read the backboard. Didn't succeed. Maybe he put a little bit of fear in the eyes of Hazo, which could have been enough to make him miss. A minute left to go. Firstkiller, oh my goodness, the resets. Will they end? They do end at 2. GarrettG able to get the save. Jack, pressure on the ball, has to know this 50 isn't likely to turn into anything too great, which is why I think you see him saving all his boost for the 50. He's not overcommitting. He wants to be ready to go off the play that results from it. Firstkiller by himself, able to outplay GarrettG. That's the dangers of taking a shot that isn't as guaranteed as the one that Jack just took. He put himself a little bit out of position and forced Garrett to play ISO defense against Firstkiller, and it's pretty much a bad idea to put almost any teammate in the world in the ISO situation against Firstkiller. Jack might be one of the few people who you would not be too worried about if he had to defend against him. Firstkiller out to the midfield. Jack looking for GarrettG. Didn't rush it. Knew that there's no way Firstkiller was going to be able to get it past him. Garrett. Notice how he's staying on the ball and rotating around the play. Ready to turn in case it makes sense for him to do so. And just leaving the ball for ApparentlyJack when it does come time for Jack to challenge. That way he can constantly threaten and not actually ruin the opportunities of his teammate at all. So 0-second goal, potentially about to go in. Nobody had boost to finish it off, so Jack gets back, makes it clear. It'll be another overtime in the 2v2s that Jack played here with GarrettG. At least the ones that we got to see on YouTube. A nice outplay of Hazo. Firstkiller there to save the tight angle shot. Now Jack on the retreat. Looking to break up the play of Hazo, maybe even try and demo him. Even though he doesn't connect on it, he does force Hazo to make a decision. Firstkiller had a great few touches in a row, but Jack knew that Hazo was not around to take a shot, so he took his time, and they almost got him on the counter. Garrett looking to play interference as Jack's dribble just barely was not able to find its way in. Garrett taking first off the map. Hazo not going to have the height to get a double, and now first all alone. Garrett actually pulled off of trying to demo him. It seemed like a potentially great situation. Maybe what Garrett saw is that if he misses the demo, Jack is not going to be prepared to cover the net, and certainly Garrett wouldn't either. So playing the safer option in an overtime of a 2v2. Probably the better call for GarrettG in retrospect. Minute left to go. Jack wants the pinch, and he did not get it. Very soft touch. Firstkiller lobs under the backboard, one that he cannot continue, and now Garrett with open field. Can he go ISO on the whole team? I don't think he has the boost to do so. So his final touch is saved away with ease. Jack, a huge 51. He's going to try and drop this off to Garrett, or I think he would have been better off trying to drop this to Garrett, but instead he just pushes it right back into the blue team on the back wall. They're just pressuring this corner. Jack tried to slow down the play to see if he could get Firstkiller to miss, but Firstkiller did not. Now Jack, Hazo all alone. Air dribble bump. Great save from Hazo. I think it actually might have been too high either way. I want to say that was headed over the crossbar, but Jack is not going to put that one over the crossbar. Hazo has got some of the fastest leaves in the game. Either that or the replays just stop the moment the goal goes in, and I'm not used to that. Maybe I'm not used to overtimes and replays, but I swear it'll at least let you fly away from the net before stopping the replay. But Hazo, he knows when he's beat, and he's too good at the main. Oh, you know what? He probably has the plugin that instantly leaves him when the game's ends. That's probably it. But either way, Jack and GarrettG doing well. Jack gaining some points in North American ranked, at least here with his teammate. A lot of EU players saying they're farming for free. Another player that's farming for free, it seems, is Jan in 1v1. And I know you're probably expecting to see a Jan 1v1 video, but none of those replays got saved. He didn't play against anybody who uploads their replays to ball chasing, so as far as I'm aware, they are lost to time. But if I find some, we'll look at Jan as he climbs the leaderboards in North America, just like he did in EU. But for now, I'll see you guys tomorrow for more videos to come.